if you're a certain age, kind of my age, this is a film that you desperately want to see. Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. So, I am a child of the 80s and early 90s, and I would love to see certain projects from back in the day get made into movies. And one of those projects is the Thundercats movie. But this is a project that I am equally excited about and equally terrified about for the reasons we'll get into in the video. But could it actually happen? Could there be a Thundercats live-action movie? Well, it's a project that's been on and off the books for quite a while, but looks right now that it's actually going to get made. Simon Barrett brought us Godzilla vs. Kong, and he is really excited about potentially making a Thundercats movie. And it looks like they even have a director on board with Adam Wingard. Wingard has recently done a couple of interviews, and in one of those interviews he talks about seeing the bit in Kong vs. Godzilla with the Hollow Earth scene. And he actually said, "Oh my god, this is what I want the Thundercats movie to look like." And then he started to get very excited that actually he suddenly realised that a Thundercats movie was actually real and actually possible. But this is where I get into the fear bit. They want to do a live action movie which will be part CGI and part live action, which is not a problem. CGI's got to an amazing levels nowadays and could really, really work. But then I think about things like Cats, that recent project where they all looked completely psychotic and insane, and I wonder, what would a live action movie of Thundercats actually look like? And more importantly, who would they get to play Chitara? Oh, Chitara. Again, if you're a certain age, you'd understand where I'm coming from. Sam Ucart's art actually did this mock-up where he imagined what certain stars would look like if they actually appeared in the Thundercats movie. And I have to admit, Lion-O as Henry Cavill is genius. And that can actually really, really work, even though he's too old to be Lion-O for me. Lion-O needs to be a younger character. The whole point is that he's supposed to be, you know, an older teenager, early 20s. He's not really supposed to know what he's doing. He's supposed to be a bit of an idiot.
The Thundercats, Lion-O, call them!
That would be admitting failure.
Who cares about failure? We need them!
It's a matter of honor. I cannot call them.
Panthro, Chitara, and Tigra? What was his name? The tiger dude. Anyway. Are supposed to sort of like be his mentors and supposed to not really agree with him all the time and think he's a bit of an idiot sometimes, and he's supposed to grow into the role, you know. So I do think Henry Cavill maybe is a little bit old, but look at this image. He looks amazing. They also thought of a few other characters. I particularly like Andy Serkis as Mumra. I think that is, again, a moment of genius. I can imagine his voice. I think that could really, really work. Who he picked for Chitara? Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie could actually do for this project what she did for Suicide Squad. Basically a terrible movie that people watched because of Margot Robbie. So, you know, that could work. But actually, again, I think that's a little bit obvious. I'd love to see somebody new come through. Somebody, you know, that's really exciting, a really great actress, but, you know, with that sex appeal. Sorry. Why do I actually think this project is really on the cards and really going to happen? Well, certain actors have already started talking about how much they would love to appear in the role if it happened.
So we were just talking about this. I pre-existed like the whole Pokemon like anime like stuff, all that. I wasn't into comic books, any of that stuff. So I was a big Thundercats. Like, my goal is to, when they make the Thundercats movie, I want to be the blue dude. What's his name? Panthera! That's who I want to be when I grow up.
Anthony Mackie has been appearing in loads of Marvel movies. He's obviously done The Winter Soldier and so on. He is an actor that's doing a lot of projects with Netflix at the moment. He was like me, that, you know, we would watch Thundercats. The thing would start. Then, you know, as soon as the episode ended, me and my brothers were like, "I'm Panthro," and just battered each other. that was our childhood. We didn't have YouTube and stuff. We had cartoons to enjoy. So, this was our imagination expressing itself. And, it always turned into a fight. But, 3 boys together in a room, what's going to happen? You're going to batter each other. So I wouldn't worry about that. But Anthony Mackie is, again, that roughly my age. And this is what he grew up with. And this is the sort of project he'd love to do. So do I think, one, this is going to happen? I think it will. I'm surprised it didn't happen a couple of years ago, to be honest, when there was a big 80s revival and people were very interested in that, and there's a few other projects on the go at the time. But to be honest, I'm glad it didn't, because this is a project really that the CGI is going to have to catch up with. They cannot just stick a bunch of fur on and it work, because it wouldn't. Or, some false teeth or whatever. It just wouldn't work. There's going to have to be an element of CGI in this. And hopefully the makers will look at what they did with Cats and correct it. And do something, take that project to the next evolution. To do something that's really exciting and really good. And what I really don't want them to do is to look at the new project that was done a few years ago. So in 2011 there was a reboot, and it was terrible.
Let me show you what it's capable of in the proper hands.
Uh-oh. Catch!
The book told that it was the Thundercats, our ancestors, who first defeated Mum-Ra. It was the Thundercats who brought law and order to a world of warring animals. And
I did watch it. It was awful. They tried to throw in like an anime type of style, and it just didn't work. It was just bad. Wingwood, the director, hopefully, of this project, has said he doesn't want to do that. He wants to reboot the 1980s story. He wants to bring that back to the fans. So, we might get to see the Thunder Tank. Now, that is something that was something I used to build out of my Lego. I used to watch Thundercats, and then I used to build that thing. And I wanted to be Panthro. That was my thing. Lionel could do one. I wanted to be Panthro.
I am not impressed, Panther.
You're no work of art yourself, you scaly reptile. Let's see what you've got, Slithe.
So, that's what I'd love to see. I want to see the Thunder, the cat's castle with the arm that lifts up, the tank was... I want to see all that. So let's see if this project actually gets made. So, I apologise about my voice. I've got a bit of a head cold. But if you are new to the channel, please ignore that. Like and subscribe anyway. Also, you could consider becoming a fully pledged Side Trekker. Please hit the join button. There's merchandise, sidetrek.com. There's a link in the description. All of these little things, they really help support the channel. So, please, as always, stay safe. I'll see you next time.